Y'all, I am having a time. Hopefully, y'all find me. Hopefully, you find me. Oh my God. I had this scheduled live and then chaos. I don't know what happened. Uh, I'm just going to keep going. This is not the chat I was on. Thank you. Hi, Dylan. I was like, what am I doing? Ah, now let me get into it. I'm so discombobulated and thrown off now, but I'm gonna get into it. It has been a journey, y'all, today, just functioning. The Aries is coming out. I can't hide it. I can't deny it. I can't hide it. I'm like getting annoyed like super quick. Oh hey, Shanae. Hey. I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting heated. But I want to show y'all what I did. I'm gonna just get into it. We're gonna let that go. Let it go. Release. Relax, release. Anyway, first off, let's talk about the shirt. I got this about a week or so ago, about 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks ago, from Spirit Halloween. So these shirts are back. So I saw it the first time I did a Halloween haul, but they didn't have my size. Hi, happy Halloween season. Yes, it's spooky season. So I got this shirt. So awesome. Love it. Okay, that's that. Um, no, I don't do, no, that's once a year. And I'm going to do that one for Halloween for Samhain. Yes. The witch's hat. It's coming. It's coming. But I digress. I want to show you guys what I got on my haul from At Home, the At Home store. So first off, I'm doing like an apothecary situation. So apothecary market, tonics and tinctures. This is for the kitchen. So I pretty much have, and I'm gonna have a video posted this week. So you're gonna see some of the dining room, but inside the kitchen, I don't really have too much of anything. So I'm gonna be doing this. So check this out. It wasn't that expensive. It's $12.99, but I'm building my Halloween decor. I never really had a lot, so this is the first thing I got. I saw this and I was like, okay, this fits because I'm kind of doing like it's a overall theme. It's an overall theme. Then I realized I didn't have any spooky pumpkins, so this lights up. Check this out. It's battery operated. I don't really know how it lights up. I guess from the inside. And this one, not too expensive, $9.99. Keep in mind, this is like foundational pieces. um, that's how I see it. So yeah, isn't that cool though? Spooky. At Home store. At Home store is kind of high. There was stuff I liked. I did see things there, but I thought it was a little too expensive to purchase, to be honest. Um, Not compared to like Michael's. This is a throw. It's a Halloween throw. $9.99. Again, something, I mean, you can keep this all year if you want. But it's orange. It's got little skulls and stuff on it. It's really soft. So this is that. And I'm somebody who I keep furniture throws, stuff like that. I don't know. I don't like going outside wearing your clothes and just sitting on your furniture just directly. I don't feel comfortable doing that. So I like throws and like little blankets and stuff like that to keep on the furniture. It's how you keep your furniture nice, especially since I eat on my furniture. Like I watch TV, I have recliners, so I don't want to mess my stuff up. So I like to keep, something there. Sometimes people wear jeans and things like that, like dark jeans, and it can, stain the furniture. So anyway, here's another one. This was the same thing, but it's in black. It has the little skulls on there, if you can see. But this is cute. So these are very soft fabric, $9.99. Something, if you're kind of a spooky season year-round person, it's not that big of a deal, right? So this is technically not spooky, but I couldn't resist. They had these little lights. They are pink, incandescent string lights. So I'm gonna use this. I think I'm gonna put this like on my bed frame and just add a little girly pink to it. So isn't this cute? This is just me. That's just something I'm doing. Okay, keeping up with the apothecary theme, check this out. Which is apothecary, pick your poison. I'm trying to keep it at an angle to keep the glare down. Is this not cute? Isn't this? Oh my God, I love this so much. I like it. It's like a laminated. and it's not really, the whole thing is really plastic. It looks like it's that, what do you call that? Like aluminum or something, but it's really not. So it's easy to keep clean, but I just think this is so cute. So I'm going to like display this in my kitchen. I was thinking about, well, I have two places I think I'm going to put it, but eventually I'm going to do the tour and I'll let everybody see. But isn't this cute? Oh my God, I love this sign so much. I love that it is laminated. I love this so much. So there's that. Dylan, you said, I've been having troubles too. I guess Mercury retrograde starts in like 2 weeks. We are not claiming that energy, but yes, it does. I actually, I think it was tied to this full moon. Specifically, I think it was this last full moon that kind of had a lot of people. If you are on the Discord channel for a safe place for witches, it's a free, nice place to hang out as long as you know, behave yourself. Yeah, we were talking about that where people were feeling like overwhelming, too much energy to the point that you ever get so overwhelmed that you can't concentrate to figure out what it is that you want to do or supposed to be doing, like that type of energy. I think so too. The full moon messing. So yeah, yeah. And then for me coming into it, I felt like I was just it was just too much going on for me. Not the return of the retrograde, I know, right? Well, some people, it depends. If you check your birth date, when you were born, see if you were born in a retrograde, because a lot of times if you were born during a retrograde, you might not have the same issues that everybody else is having. I was not born during a retrograde, unfortunately. I think I would miss a couple different things if I was. All right, so I have more. All at the at-home store. I did go to Target today and I walked by the dollar spot, and the only reason I didn't purchase anything is because I made a mental note to go back and I forgot. Otherwise, I would have already had some stuff from Target too. I literally forgot. So, this, and I have two more in different colors. Isn't this really cute? So, for the kitchen, I was going to put some potions in here. Isn't this cute though? And just do like a little spooky scene. My Halloween decor this year, the theme is more vampy, I realize. It's more goth, vampire-esque. Not so much like kitty cartoon. No, maybe that's what I'm needing. The protection. Yeah, exactly. That is why. Yeah. Also, excuse me, for those who are sensitive to mediumship and stuff like that, don't forget that we are coming up on the time when the veil is thinning. And don't be surprised if you are picking up, especially empaths, but people who maybe there's some mediumship skills there, but you don't recognize it as that because you don't know. I mean, you have to think about it. A lot of us have untapped witchy abilities because no one's ever shown us. We don't know to label it this, clairvoyant or whatever. We don't realize that's what it's called. But you got this feeling, you feel some kind of way, and there's no explanation in your life for you to be reacting or feeling how you feel. Sometimes you're not feeling your own feelings. Sometimes you're picking up on energies and it's not even physically around you energy. It could be spirits, trying to connect with you. And never everybody doesn't get the same type of connection. Like it's not the same style. For some people, it's a scent. Me, smell. Since like I can smell a certain fragrance, a certain scent, and it triggers, and I know, oh, that's so and so. But it took time for me to figure that out. Like I would just be like, why do I hear that? And also music. A lot of times, I think that's common with a lot of people. You'll hear a certain song. There's no reason for this song from 40 years ago to just be playing on a radio station, let alone to hear it more than once in, let's say, a week. And you're not even on the same station. Like and it's not popular, and you connect that song to a certain place, a person, or an event. That's usually what that is. I'm hardly ever affected by the moon and the retrogrades, but last Merc retro did affect me and this crap that's been happening. What's going to happen this next Mercury retrograde? Well, we shall see. Part of my services I offer at leaptaken.com is I do customized tarot oracle readings to help give you guidance for the lunar phases for the month and any major astrological events like the Mercury retrograde. That's actually something that's part of the monthly subscription, if y'all didn't know. That's something I actually offer. I recognize the Mercury retrograde, like all astrological major events, but I do not let it drive me to the point that I'm like, I listen to the wisdom. I listen to my intuitive, my intuition. I listen to spirit guides, spirit in general, and then I take that information. I actually do something as opposed to just I don't let it overtake me where I'm constantly thinking about it, because I think that's also drawing certain energy to you. So this is it in red. So far I got these colors. So I don't know, I think these are some $2.99, by the way, $2.99. So not expensive. And I think these could actually be used. I was thinking of other reason to use this depending on the color. So tapping into color magic as well. But red, so think passion, and maybe do some head work. Maybe there's, and it doesn't have to be on somebody else. This could be for yourself. Maybe you can, on the bottom, get rid of the tag and put a sticker or something, or a label, and put like a sigil, or just take some paint or, marker and put a sigil on the bottom. Aren't these pretty though? Yeah, we will see about that. We'll see. Yes, we will see. I was thinking that too, but I also just like it for decor. But it can be for real magic and decor at the same time. Isn't that what we call witchy aesthetic? It's technically supposed to be real, but it's also just cool to look at. So this is the last jar. I fell in love with these jars as soon as I saw them. I just started thinking of the possibilities. So this is in black, of course. So the lid comes off. So, but it's painted black. This is like, I love these so much. So I have the red and the black and the clear one. But I love this. Yes, witchy aesthetic. That bottle would be dope for ancestor veneration. Which one? The black one? I know, like this one, I thought red, passion, even love, sex magic. You can make a sex potion. Okay, I was thinking about this in the store, and there was this screaming kid in there really kind of blocking my thoughts. So I just grabbed them, put it in the cart, and I was like, all right, I'll think more about it later. But I'll tell y'all now. Because I was like, dude, I'm over here cooking up witchy stuff, and this kid is screaming. Yes, hi, the Princess Diaries. So yes, so as I was thinking like sex magic, passion work. Also, I'm just thinking potions. It doesn't have to be something that you personally drink, because, cleaning these might be difficult, but oils, with certain herbs for, whatever purposes, you want to use that oil for. But most, you, dress a candle with it, anoint yourself with them. But that's what I'm thinking, like love, sex, passion, confidence, a confident potion, seed potions. We need to talk exactly, right? We do. Yes, sex potions too. Since the full moon, my spelling while typing has been horrible. Oh, don't worry about it. Yes, technically a candle holder, because you could put a taper candle in here. It's definitely the right size, and that would be looking so. But think about it. So you do. Okay, let's get into it. So let's talk about the different possibilities now, because this is where my brain was going in the store, but I was interrupted. So less jar spells, but very specific jar spells, kind of in the theme of head work, that type of stuff. So I'm not encouraging you to do work on others. I am not. But let's just say you wanted, maybe at work, your supervisor, your boss, you needed them to see you a certain way. You needed to maybe let you slide with a couple things, or recognize you and, give you more money for a raise, or whatever the situation is. You can think of a sweetening jar, but you're trying to get up in their head, put the symbols and all that together. add the necessary ingredients to it as well. You could put the candle on top to put the wax, basically to put the wax, melting wax on it to seal it. Try to get the words out. But wouldn't that be interesting to do that? There's at $2.99, and they had green ones. I want to say purple. I want to say purple too. But my mind went to color magic and all that sort of stuff as well. Huge spell jar. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to fill it up, like, especially if you get like the black one, like you really can't tell, if there's anything in here or not. But like you occasionally shake it, like every morning before you start work or something like that, you could shake it. Just saying, it's something to think about. Speak on the same thing with skulls. So they had these little candles, and they're only $1.99. And these were the bleeding kind, I think. So even though they're small, well, this one says two. They were, one says $2.99, the other says $1.99. I don't even know what I paid, but I thought I was paying $1.99. But these are little candles. So I have a couple different places to put these, like the last item. I was thinking maybe I could put them like right here. Oh, let me move it. Curses, spells. So it's like a little tea light holder. Isn't this cute? And the owl. I thought this was so cute. So this is going to go, these are like, I'm thinking kitchen. When I was shopping, I was thinking things to put on the countertops, in the corner, stuff like that. But I love everything. I love everything. My favorite thing that I got so far, though, is this. This is my favorite. Pick your poison, because this is perfect for the kitchen. So, or I might put that on a bar. I haven't decided, because if I lay it down like a tray, I won't really be able to see as much, and I really want to see it, so I'm not sure how I'll do that yet. But I think I got everything out of the bags. Yeah, I did. It was a mess, but I got everything out of the bags. But yeah, those are all the things. The spell jars are endless. These are great witchy aesthetic and decor, but also practical use. Love those jars, right? Those jars are good for healing magic. Oh yeah, that's a good one too. Healing magic, mental health issues, boom. Like anxiety, depression, migraines. Think about it. Clear mind spell, or spell jar. Clear mind, so you get a clear glass. And you put anything that, whether it's depression, St. John's wort. Oh my God, my brain is just going in. I'm thinking about all the possibilities. Things to help with anxiety, all that sort of stuff. Hello. Oh, Savannah, tell her hello. And others. I like that. Hi. And hello. Is it Buku Wakuma 90? I'm probably saying that wrong, but I'm saying hey anyway. Hey. And Coco Dago. Okay. You love that owl. I know, right? This one, oh, I didn't tell you the price. This was $9.99. Notice I didn't get, the most expensive thing I got was this tray, which was $17.99. But I liked it so much. I shop, but I don't be, I don't do too much. The other things that I purchased are actually for outside. I got some black, just for my chairs outside on my porch, black cushions, and I got apothecary inspired back cushions to put on there, to give it a little, little witchy theme on the front porch. I have not decorated the front porch yet because I don't want to look like a crazy person in August putting Halloween decorations out. Now, inside is another story, but outside, no. I also will do some things in this room too, and I haven't even begun to do that yet. So I might put like a wreath on my door, Halloween wreath or something like that. I haven't figured out exactly what I'll do, but I want to kind of redo this room anyway. So I don't know. Fall to me is that time you're supposed to like do new stuff anyway. So it makes sense in the witch's new year, October 31st. I want to do a bunch of new stuff anyway, so it doesn't matter. Geez, Mika, this is the highest amount of comments I've seen in a lot. I know. Well, I've been going for a while, so I appreciate y'all for hanging out and coming to find me, especially with the beginning technical difficulties. I appreciate it. I recorded a video for this week, this weekend as well, and that felt weird. It was so weird doing that because I haven't done anything in a while, which leads me to another purchase that I did. I actually got a new phone. So I was going to buy a camera for the purpose of like content creation and all that stuff. But I don't get it. Like the iPhone does all that. So I just got another phone. Here's my other phone. I needed the storage, and one is paid off, so I just got another phone because I needed just the camera. This is just like the newer model of the same phone. But in this case, cute. This is I got this off of Amazon by the way. Isn't that cute? I think I might have showed this before. I'm not sure. The owls. Yeah. Oh yeah. For me, owls also for any followers or even somewhat followers, if you work with Hecate, or some people pronounce it Hecate. I say Hecate because Hecate sounds like Bacante, and that sounds weird to me. So Hecate. Owls are associated with her, and I've always sort of liked them. I never collected anything with them, but I'm starting to work. If y'all hear something in the background, I'm sorry. My neighbor's garage is near this part of the house, and it's like he's revving his engine or something. But anyway, yeah, a lot of things that I've seen over the years, like owls and things like that, and I didn't understand what the attraction was. But I understand a little bit more now. A lot of times we like, man, it's so much to really kind of think about. It could be a specific goddess or god. It could be a specific an ancestor who maybe was a practitioner, and all these things that you're attracted to is because you're part of their lineage, and there's a whole history behind owls in your family, or whatever the thing is. For some people it's cats, it's dogs, it's a certain type of bird. Like, isn't that amazing when you really think about it, that sometimes you have these connections, and the fun part is trying to figure out what the connection really is. Why am I connected? You said she carries her owl of wisdom. Oh, okay. Lilith. Yeah, yeah. Um, I don't do too much work with goddesses. I haven't. Let me rephrase that. I hadn't done anything really with any goddess work for most of the time I've been practicing witchcraft. I tried. I told the story before. I tried. I tried. It just felt fake when I started off in Wicca. It felt phony and fake, and I didn't connect to any of it. It's funny now, years later, but sometimes it's like that. It takes a while. It takes a while to get those connections. I'm just looking at the comments now. Oh, okay. I've heard of that too. Oh, okay. But yeah, so that's sort of my little mini at home. That's the only store I really hadn't gone to besides Target. But also, I'm excited. I didn't lug it all in here, but I'm really going all out with Halloween. So not only am I, and there's a deeper meaning to this than just Halloween decor. Um, I do think I'm getting more into goth. I'm not gonna lie, like slowly but surely. I have always probably more of the pastel goth because I know me, I love pink. Um, so I'll probably find a way, but make it more edgy. Um, I've been drawn to that more of the darker aesthetic, I guess, but with some color too. Um, but I got a bedding set. I just like a black quilt. It's Arizona. You can't have, well, me, I can't have a comforter. As much as I love the comforter and it's all pretty and nice, I would die. It's too hot here for comforter, so just a nice quilt. But I'm doing like an orange black theme, but definitely very dark. I like a little bit of color, just a drop, just a bit. But I was thinking how I kind of wanted to go into that aesthetic, which then made me think about clothes. So there's a couple things I've been looking at a couple other people to kind of get a sense of my style, more goth. So I'm getting some ideas. I feel like so if you start seeing some changes in my appearance, in my background, this was your warning. Pastel goth is an aesthetic you should check out for decor references. Yes, you know if you're into that and you also want to get more Halloween decorations. Right now, Michael's is like all over it. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it, and I picked up just a couple things. If you watch my Halloween haul video, the last video I did a couple weeks ago, I showed that they had these like cute little. They look like books, but they're boxes that keep little trinkets and things in, and it's giving you that pastel goth a little bit. Skeletons, Halloween inspired. Doesn't directly say anything about Halloween, but yeah, that's a great place to get some decor and things like that. So I will probably circle back to Michael's for the stuff that, not just for Halloween, but things I'll be adding going forward. Specifically, I think I want to do my bedroom. I already, my head, see, now once I started thinking about it, I was like, I think I want new bedroom furniture. I've been long overdue, and I pushed it like, but now I think I really want it. I didn't start working with deities in my craft until 5 years ago. I don't ask for their help. For every spell, it's like 40, 60. I don't either. I don't either. Um, the thing about, all right, so I don't practice in a way maybe some do. I don't have a relationship with my ancestors or any specific goddess in a way that I ever feel like I'm being punished. Um, Guidance, yes. Lessons learned, I guess, yeah. I don't have a relationship where I feel like it's a parent child situation. I'm That's not gonna work with me. Where I feel like, well, they told me to do it, so I did it. And it's like, it's more like I have a strong urge, desire, or it feels like a desire or urge or nudge to maybe say something or deliver a message. And that doesn't take too much from me, but it never anything where I feel like I'm going to be offensive to someone. Yeah, okay, y'all know how somebody comes up to you. We in the spiritual world, or they get on social media, it's like, spirit said I needed to tell y'all this. Stop, leaving salt, or stop leaving water at your ancestor, or whatever the thing is, or you can't worship two goddesses at the same time. I don't even worship goddesses, so I know spirit didn't tell me this. That message was for you and you alone. They don't have nothing to do with the rest of us. Like, I don't have that kind of relationship at all in my situation. What'd you say, Coco? Oh, you don't have a Michaels? Oh, gasp. What are you stuck with, Hobby Lobby? Because, they don't even have Halloween stuff. Not that, we shouldn't be encouraging going to Hobby Lobby. But if you was going to go, they don't have Halloween stuff. They just have fall stuff that they steal from other cultures. Oh, another thing I got from Spirit Halloween, I have one now. Check these out. Aren't these cute? Look at this. I love these so much. We're lucky to have a spotlight. Wait up, where are you with spotlight? Anyway, I think these are so cute. I got these at Spirit Halloween. Spirit Halloween is really doing it big this year with Halloween, guys. No Michaels. I know. I don't. How do you not? Oh my God, that would be torture. Thank you. I love these earrings so much. I wore these today with my Drink of Witches shirt because it is what it is. I believe that deities are supposed to help you with personal power, personal strength, self development. Not like the Christian view of just begging. Yeah, I don't do that. Also, in every spell I do not involve my ancestors or a specific deity. It depends. Also, I think this is helpful just on a larger scale with witchcraft. From my perspective, to each own, but here's the problem with constantly petitioning involving outside energy for every magical work that you do. I feel like you don't build enough confidence and you secretly don't truly believe that the power is really in you to make change, to manipulate energy. If maybe you think it's out of respect, reverence, or it's necessary. I'm just telling you, there are some witches, me, out here who I don't believe you need to necessarily do that all the time. Even for protection, at some point, I think you need to kind of recognize that you can form a wall of protection. You have enough power in you to make things happen. You in real time could affect change. It's you. The powers come. It's from within. It's that's external, but that's part of a bigger thing that I like to talk about on my channel as well. Is to kind of help refocus a lot of people who think this idea that everything is happening outside of you. Outside of you, your flesh, this body, like it's okay. I know it's mundane, it's your body, and the functions of the body are not very magical, it appears, but it is. I mean, We are talking, walking, thinking beings. We make other beings, they come out of us, you know. Um, that's pretty magical. That's like on miracle level to me. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's something to celebrate. I think that's magical. I use the phrase work with. Oh, okay. As you said, I've recently seen people say that using the phrase work with in regards to a god or goddess is disrespectful. Really? Because you're insinuating you're at the same level as them. And I was taken aback, which leads me to my next thing. Thank you for saying that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I watched the latest Thor movie yesterday. And let me just tell y'all something. It starts off um, with, and sorry for spoilers. So sorry, but I'm going to go into a little bit. This is something I also wanted to talk about. The whole premise of the movie is that the gods. It's about the gods and how there was, you know, these people on an alien planet, another planet, not here on Earth, and it was down to just this one man, this father and his daughter, and they were in the middle of a desert. You know, their civilization was wiped out. They were the last, and he was trying to protect his daughter. She died, little girl, and he finally finds this oasis in the middle of a desert, and you know there's a god there, and God is like, you know, big, heavy man, heavy set guy, and you know he's feasting and eating, and this guy had been starving in the desert hit, so he comes in and you know he throws himself in the water and there's fruit in front of him. He starts shoving it in his face real fast, and his god's looking at him, and he's like, oh, so you're gonna just help yourself to my food? And he's like, oh, you know, he's like giving him reverence and praise and worship and saying, you know, we waited for you so we could get to eternity, you know. He's like bowing down, like just so grateful that it was all worth it. You know, he's talking to this God, and this God says, there's no eternity. When you die, you die. That's it. And the guy's like, wait, I just worshiped you, sacrificed, I did all this. And wait, what do you mean that's it? My daughter died. Like we kept the faith. And this guy's like, well, good, you died. You died it for me and sacrificing me. Thank you. You know, they didn't say thank you, but you know, he was like really kind of horrible to the guy. So it starts off because there was a dead person sitting on the ground, and there was a sword, and that person was cursed, and that's where the movie starts because the sword is cursed, and once it finds you, you're cursed, and now you go around killing gods. Hence the movie. That's the premise of the movie, and it really just had me really thinking about watching that when you think about the gods, because Zeus makes an appearance in this Thor movie, and Zeus was the a-hole. Which don't you? Isn't Zeus kind of an a-hole anyway, right? Most of those Greek gods, specifically the gods, petty, selfish, you know, not really doing much of anything for the people that follow them. Uh, I thought that was very interesting. And Thor and Zeus had a moment. They got into it. Um, but I watched that, and I was just, of course, you know, as someone who is pagan and accepts the fact that there's, you know, more than one god and goddesses as well. It's interesting sometimes when you think about it. It's like, well, imagine you feel like you are worshiping your god or goddess, and you have an altar, and you are consistent. You clean the altar. You set, you know, time to talk to this, and you're careful not to always ask for things, and you leave offerings. But the moment you really need something, you feel like they don't come through. It does make you wonder when I watch that, um, if is it like that? You know, are they really that selfish? So that's kind of why I'm appreciate when I walked out of the movie, appreciate the fact that I don't take anything too seriously, myself, or the connection to any sort of deity. I don't take it too, I'm not disrespectful, but I don't take it too seriously. Like, I'm in the land of the living. I open the communication up to them. I use an altar as well to, you know, have that threshold to come back and forth from. Um, However, I don't worship and I don't sacrifice. However, I feel like it's a good working relationship. I don't feel like they feel disrespected. I feel like it's healthy. It's a good relationship. Boundaries are respected both ways. And I never feel, like I said, like I'm being punished or scolded by any god or goddess. I've never felt that. You don't feel right using the word worship. It just doesn't seem to fit. I say reverence because that's even more respectful. That's news to me. Okay. I think it was Freud, the gods. Hi, Jim Stones. I just realized your name. Uh, Freud, the gods are supposed to work for you. Exactly. Well, in the movie, they were basically insinuating they lost their way. And maybe some of them did. You started to think, well, was it such a bad thing that this god was going around killing the gods because they got really selfish? Um, I feel like the goddess is always with me, so I don't really ask her to assist with my workings. Kind of the relationship I have with Hecate. I feel they're blessed by her regardless. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't go out of my way to petition. I feel like I've recognized the way that I recognize her as the goddess of witches because some goddesses have different archetypes, or I should say deities, different archetypes, and how you connect might not be the same way. You might see them as the goddess of something else, or for me, it's the goddess of witches. So on my working altar, there's a space for her, altar space, and I just kind of feel like she's just within the magic. She's all within it. Mm. I also feel like my chosen deities are always watching over me. Yeah. I hate when the Greek gods are the villains. I'm sorry. See, that's why I gravitate toward Greek gods because they feel more realistic, for lack of a better term. Right? Right? Like, yeah, I see what you mean. First of all, almost all gods seem low key petty. Even the Christian God. He says one of the things, or supposedly say, um, that the Christian God is a selfish God. And by the way, it does say in the Bible, it never says there are no other gods. It just says I'm like the main god, or I'm paraphrasing here, but it's like, to worship anything is like worshiping idols and all that stuff. Like, but there was never a conversation. There was never anything in there that said there was no other gods. It just says I'm the one you should be worshiping. Just me, not that. Uh, you still want to see the movie? You should see that movie. It was good. Um, they're not perfect. Exactly. I'm so glad you're saying this because this is exactly how I feel. And sometimes it seems like I'm doing something wrong. No, you're doing what feels natural to you. My strongest connection is to the Greek pantheon, but worship is a strange word for me, right? Coco Dago. I consider it devotion instead of worship. That word. Poseidon's, Gaia, and Apollo are my other gods. There you go. Yeah, someone I work with really, someone I know works with Apollo a lot. Um, so for me, on the flip side, for the first, okay, so I've had an interesting relationship with deity work, or working with a deity, or even connect. Well, right now we'll just say connecting. Um, there was the false start with Wicca, so years went by, and then many years went by. I started working. The first actually was Hathor, goddess Hathor. She would be Egyptian, right? Yeah, goddess Hathor. Um, and it was just this. One of her symbols is like a cow, and we were living someplace, and I was like, "What is this fixation I have on these cows?" And um, one, you kind of go down a rabbit hole. You look up one thing, and next thing you know, I realized, oh, okay. And then yeah, there was a connection. So that was the first actually one. I kind of started researching, and I felt like she was calling to me. But I also think sometimes these relationships with deities are not everlasting. Not for everybody. Sometimes at certain points of your life, there's more. They have more impact in your life. There's more connection, and other times not so much. So shortly after that, Yemaya, the ocean. So I was always wanting to be near water, specific, not just water, the ocean. And I felt like that's where I got a lot of connection, and that felt like to me, that felt like a true goddess connection, just standing and being in the water, because that felt like bigger than anything and everything. So that was like physical manifestation of a goddess being in the ocean. So I did a lot of work there. At one point, I was like, "Am I a sea witch?" And I realized, no, I'm not. I mean, I love that, but that's not really my path. Um, and then it led to Oshun, which also the thing with the water, being in connection with the water. She's known more for rivers and I think lakes and things like that, right? But that wasn't my connection just because of water. It was more different reasons that I connected with Oshun. And if I ever was curious if this was kind of all in my head and made up, I had gotten a reading. I talked about this here on the channel. I think this now been 2 years ago. I got a reading here in Arizona. I went to this little spot in Phoenix, and she did shells for me. She had a different kind of reading. She was initiated, the woman I worked with at the time, into an what was she in? A Yoruba based tradition. I don't remember the specifics, but anyway, she told me, "Oh, Oshun walks with you." I know, and she looked at me. She said, "I know you're not initiated, but she walks with you. I'm letting you know that right now." And I was like, "I did know that, but I didn't say that." But I was like, "I did, in fact." I have kept the only goddess altar that I've maintained more than the Hecate altar that I do is for Oshun. I don't talk about it very much because it's so controversial. One, people think when you talk about Oshun, it's all because Beyonce made her popular. One, two, if you are not initiated, this goes for black, white, or whatever. For black people, specifically black American folk, if you start talking about any of these orishas, they come out for you. They coming for you, and they know you're not initiated. They coming for you. So I don't really go too much into a conversation about that. But if you want to know, yes, is she and I? It's not a situation where with Oshun where I come to her all the time. I keep that altar because I had the most realist connection with her at first. So there was Hathor where it was more about me finally researching and studying and learning, but it still was kind of afar. With Yamaye, I felt like it was physical, but with Oshun, I went to a different plane with her. Like I meditated and I saw her in a different plane, and I was able to revisit that, and I could like smell the area I was in. It was like we were like in some kind of like tropical place, and there's a body of water, and it was just like just slow ripples, and like she comes out, and I never really saw her face, but she's like larger than life and just smelling good and just beautiful gown, and um, she would put like thought forms in my mind as communication. Like I've had those experiences several times, and I felt like I could go to Oshun about things that maybe I like sex magic, for like beauty work and things like that, or attraction work, or not beauty, attraction spells, things of that nature. Um, I was going through a thing where my hair, I was taking some medication, and I had some hair issues, loss issues, and yeah, like a hormonal thing. It grew back quickly, but it got really thin, and I had spent so much time growing my hair in. And I went to her about that kind of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like I felt like we could talk about that kind of stuff, and could you help me with this? She did, she helped. So, but it's not a thing where, I like beg this goddess for help. I don't do that. Let me catch up on some of these comments. Um, let's see. My strongest connection is to the Greek pantheon, but worship is just straight. Yeah, I think I read that. Uh, oh, the Christian God is definitely petty, but generally in Christianity, you're not allowed to embrace that. Somebody actually said, I remember being much younger, like a teenager, and it was during some like after service, and or Bible study or something, and someone, an adult, actually said that to me. There was like, they said my God is a petty God, he's a selfish God, and they were like proud of that. I was like, that never sat right with me. By the way, I remember that never sat. I was like, so if I'm petty, I'm wrong. Wouldn't I be godlike? The whole belief of perfectly imperfect kind of connects to me. I don't really believe in a Christian form of perfection. It's not achievable. Oh, you mean Christ-like? Yeah. I'll get on a tangent, y'all. I've always been interested in the pantheon, but it wasn't until I hit my 30s that I started connecting heavy with Persephone and her duality. It hit me out of nowhere like a drink, like a damn train. Yeah, that's the funny thing about it. Oh, okay, I don't know how many people are on TikTok, but there's this thing going around. A creator on TikTok, she's a black woman. She said something, and a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon with this, that um, kind of mocking black folk, black witches, or practitioners, or spirituals, occultists, whatever you want to call us, for working with anything in the Greek pantheon, And I'm like, well, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. So they're saying there's an issue with that. And here's my thoughts on this. So it's is I'm made fun of for doing that, or I'm not connecting to my roots for that purpose. But fun fact, you okay, let's say you really genuinely are interested in becoming initiated in a Yoruba based tradition. Notice I'm not saying religion. Let's say you truly would like to see into that. You'd like to see it through. You're gonna have to come up with some money, right? You got to pay somebody, right? It's not cheap either. There's other money that still comes after the fact with that, right? And you might be in a house that is not physically near you. You might be paying somebody in Haiti or something like that. And that might work for a lot of people, but the way me and my mind and my money is set up, I can't wrap my mind around that. Also, have my people who from my ancestors who were brought here against their will, have we and our offspring have not suffered enough? Like, why are you charged? This was what I would have already had access to. Why are you doing this to me? Or us black Americans. Like, I gotta pay. That's not fair. And on so much money, like, I understand that some of these hundreds, but I've heard up to close to 1,000, depending on the situation. But everything has a cost. It's not cheap. It is not cheap. And that's just initiating. That's just the ritual, the initial portion. There's still money you coming up with. I mean, I offer a mentorship. I'm offering it for 4 weeks for mentor level 1, 6 weeks for mentor level 2. But you walk away with something. You learn something. It's not just for some grand initiation and you get to call yourself something. You can finally go on social media and say you're initiated, so you're allowed to talk about this. And since I'm on this tangent, let's get into the whole hoodoo practitioners who want to make up the rules as they go, but frown and clown people who fall under the new age umbrella. How about this? So, first of all, you don't have to be, there is no such thing as initiation in hoodoo. Somebody needs to say it because we got a bunch of people being loud and wrong. You do not need to be initiated. What are you initiated in? Hoodoo is folk magic, essentially. It's the difference between Appalachian folk magic and hoodoo is born from slavery. I had there's a video, I did some videos about, maybe it's even probably more than a year ago. I still get comments to this day where I was reviewing a book about hoodoo and I was expressing, I had another one, Hoodoo, Behold the Christianity. Recently I saw a comment and somebody said, hoodoo doesn't work without Christianity. And it's like, you know what? I'll give you that. You're right. Then it would just be African spirituality. The whole point is that a lot of it was hidden in Christianity. And another fun fact, y'all, who want to fight me about the Bible and it has to be part of hoodoo. Y'all know we couldn't read, right? Most of us couldn't read. So what are you even fighting about? Who was reading the Bible and looking at the book of Psalms and putting that in their work and doing that? They wasn't doing that. How was they going to do that? They couldn't read. You forget that part? All right, I'm done with my tangent. I'm done, y'all. I'm done. I told y'all I would start on a tangent with this. Ooh, child. I'm going to get back to these comments. Yes, the Princess Diaries, they gatekeep Orishas, which is understandable, but you can work with her too. It's your birthright. She's your ancestor. That's all I'm saying. She's an initiated person, said that to me, and she said it respectfully, and I received it respectfully. She understood my situation, but to me, it's more nuanced to it. what are y'all doing? Especially if you are a fellow Black American, it's like you know our situation. You about to charge me how much to do what? And then I still got to come up with more money, dues or whatever. That's not far from operating like the Christian church with tithes and all this sort of stuff. Y'all can keep it. Y'all can keep it. I'm having a personal relationship with Onarisha or whoever I work with. And I have not been, that doesn't mean I don't have respect. And also this concept of you can't mix and, well, let me rephrase that. People have such disdain, I notice, for the concept of New Age. Most of the time, I realize they're talking about white people. That's who they mean. A lot of these people I see on social media who happen to be of color, because not everybody's Black who's saying it. I think they generally mean white people in general, but not all of them. Sometimes they mean the rest of us Black folk who are not initiated. I can tell because of the rest of the conversation and what they're saying. And I'm like, so because, first of all, I don't hate anybody for anything. I don't hate anybody, but I don't have a problem with anybody and what they practice. Like, well, it don't bother me. My issue is that when you start trying to, it's kind of like the concept I've been asked several times. So what about when people who are not of color want to do hoodoo and do that? And I'm like, who is going to stop you? Like, let's be honest, who's going to come in your house and stop you from doing it? Nobody. I have questions if you talking to me on, do you understand where hoodoo comes from, why it was practiced? And then I would talk about, okay, well, let's talk about where are your people from? Because I'm pretty sure there's folk magic that you probably can tap into that makes more sense. Or there's that part. I think my issue would be is if you wanted to package it and take it on the road and start selling it to other people. That's where it gets weird to me. Hoodoo, actually same for voodoo. Go to New Orleans. If you go and visit and you are looking to have an experience, everything is owned by, and they're dressed in white and they got their head wrapped, a bunch of white people, men and women. I'm not mad at nobody. I don't have an issue with nobody. But if it was me, I do find it odd a little bit. Now, someone would tell you, I'm Cajun. My skin look this way. my mama Black. Someone look. It is what it is. It's not my business. I personally think if I was to go that route, I understand where it's derived from. So I guess I would be looking for a more authentic experience. On the flip side, I don't know that I don't have a connection to, well, I do know. I did my ancestry to those of European descent. I'm very aware of how much and the exact percentage. So I never questioned why I might be attracted to certain paths and pantheons that were in certain region, because I feel like, well, it's probably in my DNA. Those are my ancestors. But to expand even further on that, I mean, sometimes, things are called. There's a fine line, because I think the issue is when you're trying to sell it to people who it's their birthright. I think that's where it gets a little disrespectful, and I can understand why people feel that way, especially if you're coming off as the authority on the subject. Yeah, that's overstepping. But to me, it's the same thing with like different Asian cultures, Japanese cultures. You'll see people who kind of go all in and they start talking about it. It's like, it's great that you're fascinated and you have respect for this culture and their spiritual practices. However, you can't be an expert, or if you can, maybe don't sell it. That's all I'm saying. Don't go selling it. Someone told me that being polytheistic, I was supposed to give reverence to the God of Christianity. Not sure how I feel about that. I'm not out here. I'm not giving reverence to Zeus, so no. I remember being young in school learning about the Greek gods, and when we ever would get to Poseidon, I was just mentally, I would squeal mentally, excitement with my chest would light up. Why? Where's the issue? I hate that. You can't help who you connect to. It's a lot of judgment. It is hard being a black woman who isn't Christian. Exactly. Ooh, child, it's hard. I mean, I had a real life situation where I was at what is that? Like one of like Kroger type stores here. It's called Fry's. Anyway, supermarket. So this is just recently. I was at the register, the baggers there, and sometimes I notice in some of these stores the baggers might be mentally challenged. We'll just say that. Sometimes I notice that, and because that's a good position for them to do. Like I don't know what the deal is with that, but I don't have a problem with it. But the problem, so I assume maybe that was his issue because the way this man was staring at me, he looked older than me, and he was just staring at me. Now, let me tell y'all what I had on. I did have on my I had on a t-shirt, and over top of that I had like this flowy like jacket thing. I forgot what y'all call it. Kind of gives a little moo-moo-esque jacket, and it had like the sun. I did a video or something with this on recently. It has like, oh, I had that on in the Halloween decor video. It had like this orange, it's black, and it had like orange sun, moon, very mystical, whimsy looking. And I had on my witchy jewelry, and I think I went more dark with the dark lip, little mini goth. He was staring at me, and I had my rings on. I was in full witchy situation when I went out, but I had to run an errand. So he just looked at me. He would not stop, but the look on his face was disdain. He was appalled, offended, like everything I could tell. So I only got a couple of things. I just ran in real quick to get these last few items I had forgotten to get. So, I pay. So finally I'm done. So I turned to him as he's staring at me hard. And I knew he was looking the whole time. I looked at him, I said, hello. Hi. He did. So I just grabbed my bags and I left. And I'm like, cause you don't understand. Now because it's so different from what you're used to. You were freaked out and you couldn't even hide your face. Yeah, it's hard out here. It's hard. It's kind of like sexuality. You can't help who you're attracted to. Same with deities. Exactly. And actually we know that when it comes to sexuality, there's more fluidity than people are willing to admit. But societal norms, blah blah blah, people get all weird about that. Yeah, a lot of spiritualists, occultists, practitioners are just as judgmental and yes, Anika, as fundamental Christians. It's like they took that because 9.5 out of 10, they were Christian or brought up in a Christian household, so they get the inner workings of how it works in the church and all that. And I swear they just take that information and just bring it over here. Yeah. Wait, you don't need to be initiated for hoodoo? No. Who's trying to say who? Oh, have you been on TikTok? First of all, Instagram already loud and wrong folk. But there are quite a few people out here saying that. And also, listen, I don't mind a little mix and match, a little eclectic witchcraft. I'm cool with that. But when you start telling people you should or you can't, and when I hear a lot of that kind of negative talk, that's when I get turned off. First I perk up because I'm like, what you about to try to tell me I can't do or I should be doing? And then once I hear it already, it's like, you don't know what you're talking about. But hoodoo is how do you stop? First of all, why? Who was initiating the slaves? Who? When was they initiated? What are y'all talking about? That blows my mind when I see people make that connection. I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff in the witchy community. Yeah. It's crazy. And I swear, as much TikTok is fun for me just to kind of scroll, and I'm on Witch Talk a lot. Ooh, they loud and wrong. So many loud and wrong people. That video is how I found out I agree completely why I continue to include the Bible and hoodoo when we could practice openly and freely. That's all I'm saying. That's what I've been saying. Someone said to me, an elder, well, for me, it's more respect. It's a connection with my ancestors. That's how they explained it to me. It's a connection because I know that's what, recent ancestors like grandma, their grandmom. I know that's how she did it. And that's how she taught me. And I feel close to her. when I do it the way she told me. And I was like, I respect that. My only thing with that is, but you do know it could evolve. I think that's what I want to say. Why is it so hard for us to accept that these practices can evolve over time? Um, People were under duress. Duress. If I was kidnapped right now, if I was taken from my family, from everything that I know right now, and I have these practices that I have, and I was put around other people who have different practices, and whoever took us, decided we're gonna, only worship this entity I had never heard of before and I don't believe in, and I don't really fully accept it because you're forcing this on me, and you're also, making me be here against my will over many years, over time. I might find a way to work the way I know, the things I know, under the guise of just so I can stay alive. And then if there's more people under me that come after me, or I'm in charge of, so to speak, to raise, I would teach them those ways, and then so forth and so on. But what if we all got free? What if I'm old but I get free, and the people I didn't, that was kidnapped with me, we all got free, and why would we keep doing it the way he said to do it? Why would we keep doing the sneaky route? Why wouldn't we be out in the open? Why wouldn't we be free? Wouldn't that be the biggest, and let's say I'm no longer here, so the people I was in charge of, they knew, because I told them secretly, once upon a time, we did this freely. It would not be respectful to me to do it the way we were taught by the kidnapper, the newfangled way. Like that part doesn't sit. If y'all know what I mean, like that just don't make sense to me. That's not giving respect. Maybe it is to you, but to me, being free is the biggest level of respect that I think you can offer your ancestors. Walking in your truth freely, because they couldn't. I'll let that part go. You can't please everybody, gemstones. I know that's right. I have an issue with how New Age has evolved. Yeah. Oh yeah, that whole thing where it's the gateway to go into conservatism, and that's a whole other conversation. I do want to do a deep dive on that one day. I need to get my resources together, but there's like a pipeline to New Age. Like, okay, there's this whole thing, and it's been proven where people, Kat Von D, boom, there you go. Think about that. I know a voodoo practitioner told me that being half white, I wasn't allowed to practice voodoo. Well, dang. Okay. Wow. Whoa. In that situation, I would turn into my true form, a Gorgon, and turn him into stone. Quiet is kept. It's a lot of people bring over their traumas from the church and drink. Yes, they do. This is the type of stuff like when tarot was a closed practice going around. Really? Okay. I would like to get on. Oh, you want to get on TikTok, Dylan? Want to have my info, and phone isn't the best quality. Shoot, I got a couple different devices I could use. Here's my problem with TikTok. I speak in too many tangents. I would have to find a way to really condense myself, and that's hard for me. I know they can make some longer videos, but I feel like I'm the one. I just come here. I also don't really like Instagram Reels. I don't think it's worth the effort. I don't see the bang for your buck for that in viewership. Like I'm not seeing it. And YouTube Shorts, that's, if I did it, it's for fun. It has nothing to really do with anything else. Also, Shorts is not like TikTok. It's hard to just stay on the Shorts, and also it's like old from months ago from TikTok. TikTok is, I'm still evolving around that. I'm still trying to figure out if there's a space for me, and how would that look? Would it be a duplicate of this channel? Would I go into some of my more other interests that confuses the algorithm here, like my planning stuff? If I go more into this goth look, um, do I focus on that? My the fact that I'm a BTS army and like really into it, K-pop in general, like do I make it about that? Because I kind of already did put something out there for that, so I don't know. I'm on the fence because I realize, see, if I open that door to BTS Army, I will get the numbers immediately. One, what's going for me? I am in my late 40s. I am a black people with like K-pop, so that's not the thing. Is us older ones. But the thing is, I actually have the money to go to the concerts and purchase all the merch. A lot of young folk who into it, I mean, that's cool, but somebody's got to buy that for them. See, I can actually go buy it. So I'm a great person that you want to be a fan. I love BTS. I am 100% Army. Uh, I don't know. I'm still thinking about how what do I want to do there? To me, I think it's an expression of just like other parts of me that I want to share, and that's the first thing that comes to mind because I could go all in on well, it's not even just BTS, but it'd be K-pop. Like I'm probably gonna go to an ATEEZ concert. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about, but they're coming to Phoenix, and their latest album they put out feels as a little more rock. That's what I love about K-pop. They don't stay in a box. They sometimes it's more pop R&B ish, little rap, and sometimes they do other things unexpected and go into a whole different genre. And they sort of have the freedom to change up drastically from album to album, different releases than a lot of American artists. Sometimes they'll try different things, but have you seen artists who might, normally they do one thing, they might just go country for the next album, and people are weirded out by that. So, I think we're not as forgiving, unfortunately, here in the States when it comes to that sort of stuff. And I like that about K-pop. Uh, you're so, oh, you're saying you're learning so much crazy internet stuff. I know. I I be knowing. I know. I listen. I'm in spaces now, and I'm gonna pay attention. Listen, I'm a full cottage witch. I'm in the house a lot, um, and because I am, and I'm also someone with 50 million devices that connect to the internet. I'm very in tune. We'll just say that. I have my pulse. I have finger on the pulse of what's going on in the witchy community online, and plus other people tell me too. So it's not just all me. Uh, I'm not a fan of K-pop, but I do respect that they're fluid in their genres. Yeah, you're not a fan. I'm a metalhead, so this is confusing me. Okay. New metal pop. Yeah, I love metal too. See, that's what oh my gosh, that's what I'm talking about. See, I like to know me is to know I really like all genres. You know how some people say that? No, I really do. I like country, pop, hip hop slash rap. Um, I like heavy metal in doses. It depends certain, it's not like on my top, but I do like it. There is a certain time and a place where I need to feel it. But lately I've kind of, if you have Sirius XM for the car, one of my stations I've been listening to a lot is Octane. That's one of them. That's perfect example. That's been my jam for a while. And then I still like my 90s rock. That's my favorite. I don't like anything before the 90s. I don't know, probably because I didn't listen to anything before then, so I'm not really into like 80s rock. That's not really my jam. But 90s, oh gosh, 90s, early 2000s, that's my era. That's my time. Those are like going into teenage years and going into my 20s and waitressing in restaurants and bars, and they had that music playing. So yeah, that's kind of that takes me to another place when I hear that. And it's a good place, so I like that kind of music. I've been listening to K-pop since 2003 and J-pop even longer, so I don't really keep up with the new groups. I let the kids have their fun. All my faves are old married with kids. Yeah, BTS is considered old. That's the funny thing about it. My daughter got me into it. And when she was trying to get me into it, I was like half in it, and one day I heard, I don't even know what the song was, and it just like I had heard it before. I don't know why, but for some reason that day it would just sucked me in, and then I've been hooked ever since. I have a list of like 5 country songs I like. Yeah, I know. I went through a whole country like I was really deep in words. Like that's the only thing I really wanted to listen to for a minute. Um, Heavy metal. I like heavy metal when the time calls it for me. Yeah. Yep, 90s all day. Yeah. But then again, I like 90s R&B as well. Okay, it's just something about that 90s music in general. 90s and early 2000s pop alone. Okay, that's where we're coming with, well, yes, Beyonce, but Destiny's Child. We have Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, like they're performing, they got the theatrics, the stage presence, but they also can sing. It was different then. And people say now, oh, they can't sing. Yes, Britney can sing. Don't do her like that. I like Britney. We know Christina Aguilera could sing. Pink, before Pink got into what she's into now, she was marketed to an urban audience initially. I like her either way though. Hi, Gina. My favorite radio stations are, I don't even know. I don't know those stations. I do not. Yeah, all of course. Good to know what the radio stations here are because I've had Sirius XM the entire time, and when I don't do Sirius XM, I just plug in my phone and listen to my own playlist. 90s rock. Had me some good times in the 90s. Early 2000 was peak for me. Yeah, that's why I add in the early 2000s because still it's something about that time, right? The music is right. That's it. The funny thing about it is if I was to have like when I get like one of those milestone birthdays, I kind of want a throwback party. I've thought about this. I don't know if I'll do it because I'm not really a party person and I do not like planning parties. But if I was to do it, I want to throw back and I want 90s and early 2000s music. And I want a mix of all of it. I want you to be confused. You're like, what kind of party is this? You hearing, Smells Like Teen Spirit. And then, Jodeci. Like, that's what I want. To be going on. You dancing and you banging your head the next moment on something else. Alanis Morissette, Joel, Pink, even Hilary Duff. Not Hilary Duff. Yeah. All right, I liked her more in movies. I wasn't really into the music of Hilary Duff, but thank you. Fallon, Meteora got me through my angsty early teen years. Okay. I heard Money Can't Buy Me Love by Jello for the first time at least 11 years ago, and I thought it was by Destiny's Child. Oh, that's funny. Do not start with Panic at the Disco. The chokehold that they have. I suddenly feel, oh no, that just means we know more. I don't do that thing where I say, oh, the music now is trash. Our music was better. It's more like, because the people before us thought our music was trash. I remember when Mary J. Blige first came out, my mom kept saying, I don't like her. She just steals other people's music because they weren't really into the whole sampling thing from her time. So that really stood out to her. Like, why is she using their music? Why can't they make their own music? But y'all see what sampling has done for music over the years. So I don't know. I like the sampling. First of all, the songs that Mary was sampling from, I would have never listened to those songs. Well, they had a problem back in the day. My mom and people like her, they had problems with rap music. And the lyrics, yes, but they didn't like the sampling part. Like that was actually a sticking point for a lot of older folk. They hated that. I don't know if anybody else noticed that. That was a big issue. Like, why are there stealing other people's songs? Why can't you make your own beats, make your own, music? They didn't want to say beats, they would say music. But that was the thing. You would sample and you make beats with that. That was the creativity, right? But that's a whole other thing. I still I don't listen to it as much, but I like some old school rap. It would have been called rap, not hip hop. As a novelty, I'll listen to it. But it's hard to listen to it now because it's so kiddie sounding. Like the lyric, not everybody. Okay, y'all probably, I'm gonna date myself. And I'm from a certain era. So Cool G Rap. I used to love him because he would tell a story. This is before Biggie. Like I would just be listening to it like it's like an audio tape. He's telling me this gangster lifestyle. I'm just listening to the story. It's developing as the song goes on. Artists like that, yeah, I could listen to that because it takes me back and it's a story. But like other things like LL, when he first started, he was young. It's hard to listen to LL Cool J, that guy that's on that CBS cop show. But anyway, it's hard to listen to anything like that kind of stuff now. It just seems weird. Like I don't know. It seems like they're rapping the ABCs or something. I don't know. That's what it sounds like. Real juvenile. Chokehold. I've listened to Papa Don't Preach by Madonna within the last 2 weeks about 30 times, as you should. The guy she falls in love with in the video is attractive, as you should. As you should. That was so radical at the time. And look where we are now. We have a song about throat babies. My dad pretty much only listens to things from the 60s and earlier, so growing up, that's the main reason I know a lot of older music. Yeah, I definitely can relate to that. Mary is my girl. Don't forget. Oh, Neo Soul, Erykah Badu, India Ivory, Jill Scott. Yeah, I could go down like a Neo Soul. Like I could have a moment. Jill Scott. First of all, Jill Scott alone. Love Erykah, yes. But with Jill Scott, the notes that she hits, and you know as the someone listening, she is giving all into these music. If you have an opportunity to listen to like the concert version, a performance version of her songs, oh my God. And when she hits the notes, like I get the tingles. I love her. I love her so much. Yeah, my dad loves to listen to 70s, 80s, and some 90s. And Cool Mo D. Don't you start with no Cool Mo D. How you like me now? I love how Madonna dances in the video. Yeah. But guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. I am back to regular posting videos, lives. I will be back. And I'll probably be sharing probably more Halloween stuff because I have been seduced, converted, and initiated into Halloween. I've never decorated completely like this. I've always put out like 1, 2, maybe 3 things to give a little spookiness, but I was really into the fall decor. But my house is slowly becoming very Halloween-esque, decor-wise. Like I have switched out paintings, like the artwork. I'm switching that out. Like I'm going all in. So I kind of need to start early because I'm doing, even my bathroom, I have a Halloween shower curtain. Like I'm into this, guys. I'm ordering my case for my phone. So I love my cutesy stuff, but I'm getting a Halloween one. It's a thing. I'm all in. And I don't even want to fight it. I'm all in. I'm all in. And this way I have stuff for next year and years to come. So I'm excited. But I'm going to wrap up here. And Monday there will be a video. I'll have something for Wednesday. And I'll be back on live. And a planner video for tomorrow as well. And if you notice, if you're watching my planning videos, I've kind of switched that up because I call myself simplifying, which is for me simple. And I got like 5 or 6 new planners. So I have a memory keeping planner, a Plant Mama planner, my catch-all planner. I'm forgetting something. Hold on, they're behind me. My fitness planner, fitness health, budget planner, meal planner. Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing. But I love doing all this stuff. It's fun. So, it's an outlet for me. But I hope everyone has a great rest of their day. Have a happy Saturday. Great weekend and a great week. And thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, to hit that like button, please. And share. The algorithm is being real suspect for I want to say most of the summer. With my stuff. So I appreciate that you guys came, you found me, and you've communicated and talked to me. Thank you so much. I actually really appreciate it. This was fun. I enjoyed myself. You guys are truly awesome. Now I'm going to go dance. There you go. Right. I want to hear Nirvana now after this conversation. I want to go hear some Nirvana. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go do. All right. So I didn't even talk about Beyonce and Renaissance, but y'all already know. that's already in rotation, but I'm ready to switch it up. All right, I'm done. I'm done. All right. If you're interested, go to leaptaken.com. Check out any of the services that I offer as well. Thank you, Anika. Thank you. Check out my services there as well. And if you would like to consider hitting to join Leap Taken here on YouTube, hit the join button. And I offer just a quick video to explain the different levels and all that has to offer. All right, I'm done. Bye. Thanks again.